what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Cage Music again. Stopping in with another review, overview of sorts, and a bit of a follow-up to last week's installment. So last week I ended up going over the iPad Pro 9.7-inch. This week I'm going to be going over my 5 favorite apps that I like to use for music production. They do all kind of different things. Some of them are instruments, some of them are sequencers, some of them are complete DAWs. But we're going to go through all of that, and maybe you might like them the same way that I do. So, hey, let's get into it. I'll see y'all on the other side. All right, well today what I have for you, first thing coming up is the UVI Beat Hawk. It's basically going to be UVI's take on the whole 16-pad MPC style, machine style groove machine. Right now what you're looking at is the pitch mode, which is going to give you a 2-octave keyboard that you can select through, plus you have mod control that you can kind of work with as you wish. Also, you kind of see here on the right, you can hear me speaking. What that is that you can record your own samples directly in to be able to manipulate any way you would like to. So that's kind of cool for people that want to go out and use their own sounds and kind of work that into their productions. Now this is going to be the main interface. 16 pads that you can put whatever sounds that you would like to on there. You can control the waveforms any way you would like to. So I did a little quick thing, a little loop, before I started with this, just so you can kind of hear what the stock sounds sound like. So that's UVI's Beat Hawk, available for $9.99 on the iOS App Store. Check it out. Now, moving right along, we're going to go into Sampler, S-A-M-P-L-R. And basically it is a sampler, but it works different than, again, the MPC style things that you may be used to working with. This is going to take full advantage of the touchscreen interface that the iPad provides. So have a quick little, let's see, go to the correct mode on this one. All right, so have a sample, Japanese lady speaking.
ご購入いただきありがとうございます。ご購入
Pretty simple, but what we can do here, we have a line of a bunch of different types of manipulation effects, plus a grouping of actual sound effects, reverbs, delays over here on the side. Got a little LFO over there for you to be able to truly dig in there and make your own sounds. So again, I'm gonna kind of run through here and let you hear what it sounds like with this simple, just this little simple bit. All right, so here we go. Okay. Yeah. So it'll get just as strange as you want it to get. So again, that is Sampler. Now that one is available for $9.99 as well on the iOS App Store. Moving along to our next one is going to be Quarks Gadget. Now this one is going to be pretty invaluable one in my opinion, because the main thing to this is basically just the entire fact that Korg made a multi-synth plug-in here, basically. So with this, you're going to get a lot of different options as far as what kind of synthesizers you would like to use in it. So each one of these little things right here is going to be a different type of synth with its own unique style, unique tone to it. Some of them control drums, some of them control like LFO type, little wobble type synths, FM synths, additive, subtractive synths, all kind of stuff is going to be included in here. Now, let me go ahead and mention now that it does cost $39.99 and is available on the iOS App Store with additional purchases inside of it. So it does have microtransactions if you wanted to add in some more of the more unique sounds that they put out after the device came out. So basically everything from here to here is going to be paid for, all different prices depending on what the actual product is. So going back, let's cancel. Prepared something here so I can show you kind of what everything looks like. You can tap on here and this button. This is going to be your basic interface and how you control your sounds. You have a little keyboard right here. That will let you control, what your actual notes are going to be. But if you don't want to play things in live, or if you don't have a MIDI controller available, then it does have a pretty substantial step sequencer built into it that you can use to program the beats that you would like into it. So, again, prepared this earlier. Just a simple loop, but just something to kind of let you kind of hear what it sounds like. Again, that is the Quarks Gadget, available for $39.99 on the iOS App Store. Heading on to our next one, we're going to go into the big guy, and this one is going to be Cubase's. I like this one mainly because out of all of the apps that I've seen and all of the ones that I've actually decided to, spend time figuring out, this is going to be the closest one to an actual full DAW that I've found in my experience. This is going to give you multi-track support, external audio recording. It's also going to give you several routing options. You have several insert effects that are available that you can go through and tweak. So you can get a little bit of mixing done within this unit itself. Plus several instruments built in. Let's hit a MIDI track here. All right, I'm going to switch that. Got an acoustic piano there. All right, so this is going to be Steinberg's built-in sampler. I got a choir here. Kind of adjust that envelope a little bit, just the attack. Got some strings. But as all the other ones, I kind of messed around with some loops before. So let's kind of hear how that sounds. So I'm readily able to go in and mix MIDI notes and MIDI tones in with audio. Works out really, really well. You can export it as well if you wanted to work on it in a larger DAW on your computer. Really good pick, especially for just kind of like beat sketchpad or just working on the go. So this is Cubase, which is going to be the stripped down version of Cubase, available for $49.99 on the iOS App Store. You can also spend a little bit more money if you would like to on more instruments and stuff like that. So going over to the next one, everything at this point has had some kind of sequencer in it. This next one is going to be more so pure out instrument. Now this is the TF7 Synth. This is created by Tenacious Frog. It is a free application, though it does have a pro model, plus there's more money that you can spend for additional sounds, additional features, but it gives you a really good synth just out of the box, especially for free. So there's nothing that I had pre-prepared for this particular one just because it's an instrument in and of itself, but I can kind of show you the interface a little bit. So the top portion of it here is going to be your control section. So you see you got some modulation amount, some feedbacks, a couple of LFOs, and some reverb on there, as well as an XY pad for you to be able to control your different parameters. Plus your typical ADSR envelope that you will find on any typical synthesizer. Now down here, it's going to be your control interface. Now, if you're familiar with Ableton Push or any one of like the 64 pad controllers, then this is going to be more familiar for you. Now, you do have adjustable settings on here. Now, right now, we have it set in a C major scale, so. But that can be adjusted. So say I want to change this to a chromatic scale. I'm still in C. Natural minor, which should make it easier on some of y'all to be able to program some stuff. And if you wanted to kind of go into a scale that you don't normally go into, this will kind of help you out, just kind of on some brainstorming type stuff. Now, all of these are also gesture sensitive. So right now I have it set on whammy. You can switch it between whammy, vibrato, full tone, or turned off. Let's switch it back to whammy. And now I can. So, pretty cool little synth there. We can also go through and so something pretty cool there as well. So again, that is the TF7 by Tenacious Frog, completely free. But if you choose to upgrade to the Pro model, it'll give you inter-app audio, it'll give you a few more sounds, it'll give you a few more functions to it. I would definitely recommend it. It's good stuff. So that is my top 5. Those are the favorite ones that I have on my iPad. But you see that I do have more apps on here than what I'm really showcasing. So I'm gonna throw in one more as just kind of like an honorable mention. It's not a sequencer, it's not anything like that. It's more so, it's a utility app. So let's go here. Now this is the audio bus. The audio bus basically works as it's a bus. It's an effects bus. Basically, you can select your input. You can select what effects you want them to run through. You can select what they actually run into. So if you're working with multiple apps, maybe those apps don't necessarily support inter-app audio. Or you have this synthesizer that you really like, but you also want to run it through some effects before your actual DAW because you want to, just kind of modify it a little bit and say your DAW doesn't have those effects, then you can do that here. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to open up that TF7 again because we were playing with it before. I want to run it through an effects section. I don't really have a whole lot on here right now. I have my little amplitude. All right, so I'm going to open this up real quick. This is also good, free application that you can use for guitars and different effects. The only reason I'm not going over this is because I don't have the paid version of it, so I can't really go into a real in-depth overview of it or anything like that. All right, and then we're going to output it to Cubases. All right, so since we have all of that going on, let's go into TF7. So now we had that same Floyd synth that we had going on before, but now it's modified a little bit because I have it running through a guitar amp simulation. which is pretty cool. So I have this little bar here on the side, which will let me switch between my apps, so I can control everything in turn. So you see here in Cubase, I'm in the exact same track that I was demoing before, but it opened up a new audio track with a direct link into my amplitude, which is what my audio was coming out of, because obviously I'm coming out of TF7 into amplitude, and then I'm finally ending up in Cubase. So if I were to hit record here and play something in TF7, it would be affected, and the affected signal would show up here in Cubase. That's gonna be one of those, really essential utility applications for the iPad if you have any intention on spending any real-time programming on the iPad. So again, that is gonna be my top 5, top 6 if you include the last one that I added. Hey, that's going to be it. If y'all have any questions about anything, or if you wanted me to go into a little bit more detail on anything in particular, let me know. Y'all have a good one. Hey, how's it going, guys? I am so happy that you made it through the video. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, like, share, subscribe as always. And if you have any comments about anything, leave them down below. I would love to read them. I would love to be able to comment back. And if you have anything that you want me to get into later, hey, let me know about it. I will try my damnedest to get to that next. So y'all stay cool and get at me.